What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 82. My name is Brett, aka Enigma 9011, and today we got another good episode for you guys. A lot of interesting topics we're going to be talking with you, to you, about, for you guys to listen to and watch to. I don't know. Remember, guys, if you want to catch this podcast live, you go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join in the chat, join in on the conversation. We'd love to have you. If you can't catch it live, that's okay. Go over to youtube.com, search Enigma9011, where it's posted out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. And last but not least, guys, remember merch store. You get all of your swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It would be greatly appreciated. So yes, another episode. Yes, another solo one, as you can see. But I'm looking forward to it. We got some interesting topics today. Not gonna lie, kind of came in under the wire of thinking of a third one, but we got some good ones today. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys about them. And we're just going to go right into the fire, jump right on in with more Wandavision, because I know everybody's been loving talking about it, and I've been loving chatting with you guys about it, what our thoughts and feelings about it are. So since last podcast, we'd had episode 5 and 6 drop. So similar to last week, or last podcast rather, I'm going to go, I made my notes, and there are plenty from these two episodes. We're going to go just episode 5 notes, episode 6 notes, and then general thoughts overall of what's going on, what are we thinking, etc., etc. So I'm sorry if these are jumbled thoughts, similar to last podcast. Like, I take these notes as I'm watching them, and it's just very quick, jotted down things. So hopefully everything I wrote down for episode 5 makes sense, and if I don't remember it fully, I apologize. All right, let's see. So episode 5 was a big one. A lot of things happened. A lot of people freaked out at the ending, as I did as well. So I think 5 has a little bit more that went down than 6 comparatively, at least for the shock value. But let's get started on episode 5. So just a note that I noticed during their recap, it's not a missing person, it's the missing town. I don't remember if I saw something online or something that said, like, who's the missing person that they're looking for, thinking that maybe that was going to be a reference to somebody else or an Easter egg or whatever it might be, but it is that town of Westview, specifically Eastview, whatever it was. We're up to the 80s or 90s now. I think talking with the parentals, they said it was more 90s themed. So we got that. I wrote down Hex doesn't work on kids. I'm not sure what I meant by that. Agnes got back in the picture. She was missing in episode 4, I believe. We saw her in 3 doing the weird actor stuff with the other neighbor. But Agnes is back in the picture. The weird thing about Agnes in this one is, speaking of the actor thing, she was kind of acting asked if she wanted to do her, Wanda wanted her to do her lines over again. Almost like an actor, like she's, like obviously cognizant of what's going on. So that was odd. Thank you. She couldn't put the kids to sleep with the hex magic. Thank you. That's what I was thinking. Okay, appreciate that. So yeah, I thought that was odd, just how obviously, she seems aware of this being Wanda's, like, twisted storyline or whatever, or I don't know if Wanda made her say that or whatever after Vision was questioning things. So that was odd. So yeah, I had the prisoner feel like fear of them doing things wrong. I think it was the previous episodes. Hold on, let me no, okay, we'll learn later that she resurrected Vision from his remains. This leads me to question why Vision's not part of, like, the scripted world. Like, why does he have, like, this free will type thing. Episode 6 is going to lead to more questions. Like, why? We've talked about it before, but like, he's starting to question this reality. Like, why is he not affected like the rest of these people in town and stuff like that? It's just, that's a weird thing to think about. We had the kids age up real quick. We got the new intro with Vision as a kid photos, which was odd. Yeah, he has no memories, right? Which we're going to talk about in episode 6. Like, he just doesn't recall anything. So let's see. Wiped test results. Don't remember that either. Also okay, so I just talked about she scooped up Vision's body and resurrected him. The way they're presenting it, I'm sure, see, you guys know what I'm talking about with these notes. I appreciate it. So it seems like the show's almost painting Wanda as a villain here. Now, I'm not sure if that is obviously true to the fact that she is a villain, or if it's supposed to be like one of those classic kind of misdirects, if that makes sense. Like, oh, we're going to show part of the footage that makes her look like a villain, but in reality, it's this thing that she's trying to, avoid or save him from, or, protect. So just me to know that. Jeff pointed out the Monica's test results. They wanted to run them again, but it cut away. Thank you for that. Appreciate you guys understanding my notes better than I do after a full week. So yeah, I already mentioned the Vision's body resurrected. They got a puppy. Okay, they're completely disregarding their powers now in front of others, and Vision seemed very, bothered by that, obviously. So magic in front of Agnes she used. We had the age jump again for the kids to take care of the dog. Let's see. There was a small Easter egg. They talked about an aerospace engineer as they're out in the real world in the lab. I've noticed some people talking about like Sword could be a way to add the Fantastic Four into this universe, into the MCU. I think that'd be a cool way and a pretty easy way to kind of scoot them in there into that storyline. So I was just wondering if that added to the rumors of that main general guy is kind of an ass, might be Hydra. Maybe. Yeah, he's got a lot of things going on here. He apparently has Monica has baggage with Captain Marvel, because I think he brought up the name, or just like brought it up somehow, or somehow I got mentioned, and she seemed like perturbed by it. I'm not sure if it's just because like maybe she hasn't seen her since she left in the movie. I don't think she's been back to Earth, so maybe it's just like, hey, I was a kid, and then all of a sudden, bye. Speaking of test results, we had more tests. We learned that the things that go into the hex bubble thing, whatever's real items, they get manipulated by the hex magic. So we learned that Monica entered with that bulletproof vest, and then that kind of got infused and transformed into her clothes of that time period. So it had that Kevlar into it. You doubt Hayward is Hydra. Hydra's pretty wiped out at this point. I don't know, because they seem to have they've been deep-seated for a while. Like we had, obviously, in, what movie was it? We had that senator that was Hydra, and then, was it just, it was fucking Winter Soldier, right? We had that big part there. So I don't know. It's tough to say, like, if there's anybody still around. Hydra's the only evil government organization in Marvel. Okay, I think the reason I'm thinking Hydra, and I brought it up with my parents today as we were talking quick about it, is like just with the advertisements, the commercials of being Hydra, Like, obviously, it's still a thing and they're still making it prevalent. But also, it could just be that obviously Wanda has the past experience with Hydra, with the experimentation on her and her brother, giving them the powers. Like, maybe that's why Hydra is present in these ads, because technically Wanda's going to be making the ads too, right? Like, how she's putting them out. So yeah, I just, how much of a dick this guy is, it seems like he is trying to set up Wanda as this big bad, as I mentioned earlier. So I don't know. It's odd. Let's see, Papa Griff says, number one, why does the dog go for the outlet to be renamed Sparky to how long? How does the dog detect the drone coming? Why do some of the sword, etc., drive swiftly to the berry owners clearly in walking distance for what is Lagos? Lagos I made a note of too. I thought it sounded familiar, but I couldn't put a finger on it. As for the outlet, I don't know. It's a dumb dog. As the detecting the drone, I assume the sound. Why do they drive swiftly? I don't know. Cars are convenient. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like it makes more sense to introduce a new organization aside from going back to something that started with Cap. Maybe, but you still got Bucky around and Falcon because like they're going to be dealing with Zemo obviously in this new show. Not that they've tied Zemo to Hydra in Civil War, but maybe they will. There. Just make it the town, make it a show. Why would she broadcast it? It would just draw attention. Yeah, with the ads and everything. I don't know. It's odd. Let's see. So, I mentioned the puppy, magic, Fantastic Four rumors. I talked about the clothes. That was the last thing. That explains the change in the helicopter. I made a note of the hexagon, like Jeff mentioned. I don't know. I think it was last week. Maybe it was the episode 1 and 2 one. How it's referencing the hex magic, obviously, from the comics. Let's see. Email from Sword was another communication, like the radio to the coworker. I thought that was neat. Wakes up the coworker. Let's see. Did Wanda send Vision to work? Like, put that in his schedule as a punishment because he was starting to question things? We brought up Pietro again. Okay, so yeah, this is where I started making some notes on the Hayward. I was like, is he a Hydra agent in charge of Sword? This dick is framing Wanda. Yep. Her accent is like back and forth. So, she said take it again. Oh, I think that's when she was out in the real world. When she said, like, she was going to take control of something or take things back, like referencing resurrecting Vision. I thought that was a reference to Thanos, like how Thanos obviously took it away from her. So, like, if they're going to take Vision, like, she'll take it back again by any means or something like that along those lines. Let's see. Stronger barrier now. We got the bigger hexagon or just the stronger wall. Assume the accent is part of the hex world, similar to rewriting personalities. Fair enough. Somebody online said it was like Black Widow had taught her how to like hide it. She did sing with an accent, right? To like hide it. Because I think she started losing it after Age of Ultron. Or like Civil War, like she was incognito and doing the hiding at the very beginning of the movie with crossbones stuff. So yeah, as Papa Griff mentioned, Lagos was brought up. It sounds familiar. I can't pinpoint that. We talked about, let's see, Sparky the dog getting hurt and then obviously dying from the berry bush. The kids were saying the truth of like, you're hurt, things hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought it was very hypocritical almost that Wanda's telling them don't age and don't run away from your problems while she's doing that in the world. Like, she's not following her own advice. Let's see. Mailman. Papa Griff's bringing up the mailman. Lagos is a place. Yeah. So, like, they brought it up. It sounded very familiar. I'm not sure if it was MCU familiar or maybe it's just, I assume it's MCU familiar. But yeah, I just could not place where it was from. I don't know if it was brought up in another movie. It's where they fought Crossbones in Civil War. Oh, okay. Okay. So I wonder where she... Yeah. Okay, so they did show that footage, I think, in this one. It was on the... Yeah, the mailman said their mom could fix anything. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So yeah, maybe it was just notes of that incident. I don't remember it was the paper towel commercial. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, the commercials start getting weirder in these 2 episodes. Like, they didn't match up as much. Obviously, this one does now, with you guys explaining it. The cleaning up her mess. Gotcha. Vision confronted the real people's pain by waking them up. Paper towels didn't work. Like in the TV show world, she used some paper towels and they didn't work, or they didn't work in the ad. If so, that's kind of funny. They couldn't like fully fix Lagos for when you make a miss. Oh, interesting. Okay. They're playing around with that a little bit. In the commercial, they didn't work. Oh, okay. Neat. Yeah, no, I understand the reference of what it means now. I did not remember that was the location. I haven't watched Civil War in quite some time. I did not remember, but no, everything you guys are saying about the location, the ad makes sense. Right, they're doing things they didn't intend fully. And couldn't clean it up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They both made mistakes. Okay. So then we get right to the ending. And we get the big reveal of Pietro, aka Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, being in here. I thought it was funny they made Darcy made the joke of the recast. Peter Maximoff, yeah. Making the joke of the recast. It's funny that they're pointing it out, and it's not like they're going out of their way to point it out. It's not just like, oh, it's Quicksilver, haha. Like, they got to be acknowledging it for a reason. So, as we'll continue to talk about in episode 6, there's some thoughts on that. So, these were just some notes I made after the episode of like what I was thinking. So I was wondering, are we going to use the X-Men universe instead of making a whole new backstory? Or, granted, this is before episode 6 stuff, so this is just my thoughts there. So yeah, are we going to use the X-Men universe instead of making a whole new backstory explaining why they were not present prior? At the moment, I thought Agnes was not hidden to the fact like others of like what's going on. Similar to like I brought up how she asked about lines. Like I thought she was different from like let's say the coworker, how you had to do the memory thing. Obviously, we'll learn in episode 6 that's not the case. I wrote down recast someone in town. I'm not sure what that was about. I was wondering if it wasn't the original Pietro because she didn't have the body, like so she couldn't resurrect him like Vision. Maybe it was that. Vision should recognize Pietro, but doesn't. Possibly why he asks who it is at the door, like confirming it's somebody completely different. So yeah, Papa Griff brings up the clothes again. So the reason they were bulletproof. So whatever goes into the hexagon bubble, she modifies and alters to fit the reality of like the 80s, 70s, whatever show, era, the town. So like the beekeeper outfit was originally the radiation suit. So like she altered it to be the beekeeper. So Monica, when she went in, was wearing the bulletproof vest. So she can't, I don't know if she can't create, but she didn't create. Like Jeff said, she transformed it, took the Kevlar material from that and transformed it into the dress and other clothing that she was wearing. So like when they did the test at the facility, the sword facility, like she realized it was Kevlar, and then that's why she borrowed Agent Wu's gun and then shot it to kind of prove that point. She couldn't change what it was made of, but she shifted the molecules around or something. Yeah, something like that. Vision doesn't remember anything before the dawn, which we learn in episode 6. So at the time of episode 5, I was thinking he should remember Quicksilver because Vision was present while Quicksilver was alive. Like in that final battle on Sokovia, floating meteor. Like, he said it in 5-2. Oh, my apologies. Well, okay. So that's what I was thinking, because I missed that part, was like he should have recognized, or at least I thought he should have recognized Quicksilver and been like, that's not him. So I thought that was odd. Yeah, but these clothes came out. Why would they remain? We see what happens to Vision 6. So I think the reason Vision in 6 stays the same is because I don't think she altered his physical appearance like he does to hide. Yeah, she resurrected him, but I don't think she changed what he was already. He gets shredded. Oh, like, well, okay. So that's because, like, do you mean the peeling away, like, as he's trying to break and, like, his material starts going back into the bubble? Because I think that is, like, in the bubble, he's alive, right? He's resurrected. Outside of the bubble is reality, where either the magic doesn't take place, so, like, he's dead, technically. He's a corpse. So I think that's, like, him degrading back to that dead body, I think. Yeah, Monica just gets chucked out. No effects. Vision gets shredded. So yeah, so because Vision is dead and a corpse, I was thinking that was why, like, he was doing that peel thing. Like, he was re-dying. That sounds weird, but looked more like it was trying to suck him back in. Possibly. Maybe, like, she had some kind of barrier. Maybe that's why it was such a struggle. Or maybe, like, not a barrier, but some kind of spell in effect that would keep him in. I don't know. Wanda wanted Monica out. She doesn't want Vision out. Maybe that's the case. Looked like he was dying again in dust. It could have been that. Like, it could have been either way. Either Wanda's trying to keep him in and, like, he's really struggling to stay out, or it's the dying thing of, like, he can't stay alive or together. No, he didn't fully get dusted. So, I mean, we're going right into episode 6 at the end, but no, she'll end up expanding the bubble, the radius, and, like, swallowing him back up to save him. But no, he was, like, what seemed like essentially dying or in a lot of pain outside before she had done that. Like, Darcy was very concerned, and everybody else was just staring at him like, what are you doing? Arming the guns and whatnot. So yeah, moving on to episode 6. So this was a fun one. I didn't think a lot. I think it was definitely down. Oh no, okay, yeah. But he did not get dusted. Well, yeah. Actually, I think he did. He might have. I'm trying to remember. I know she obviously dusted. He was a corpse, so, like, why would he dust? Yeah, Thanos definitely plucked him. I don't know. He was dead. What I mean by dusting is, like, he's falling back apart into the dead body that he was. Like, that's what I mean. No need to dust. Yeah, exactly. He's already taken care of. I just mean, like, he was dead. So maybe he was reverting back to that corpse because her magic was not present there to have him resurrected or whatever. So yeah, maybe he's like decomposing or whatever. Okay, so yeah, a lot of Malcolm in the Middle vibes here. Breaking the fourth wall I talked about. They made sure to show. Oh, okay. So episode 6. So Quicksilver's now here. Hello. They did a flashback to Age of Ultron, and they showed the original Quicksilver. So I thought that was important. They showed Aaron Tyler Johnson. Is that his name? Original Quicksilver. They showed him. Then they show, Quicksilver, new Quicksilver. Thank you. So we're not just like, whoosh, cutting him out of existence, saying that he's him. It's clearly a separate entity, Quicksilver. Like, it's a totally different person. So we get that confirmation right away in the recap. This is a different person. So overall, I thought this was a fun episode in that not as much happened as 5, but it was more of a treat. Does Age of Ultron Quicksilver does have Age of Ultron Quicksilver memories, though? Kind of. We're skipping ahead, guys. We're starting at the beginning. Like, let's get through I'm going one note at a time from the start of the show. All right. So, a lot of fun little Easter eggs in this one. We had Wiccan dressed up in his Halloween costume as his hero counterpart in the comics. We got the original Scarlet Witch and Vision and Quicksilver, which was cool to see in those costumes. I wrote suppressed trauma, Halloween in parentheses. Don't know what that is. So yeah, a lot of breaking the fourth wall, as we talked about with Malcolm in the Middle. I think they were playing a PS1, so I just thought that was a little fun note to do. You can fill that in. Okay, please do. The second Quicksilver noticed, or the new Quicksilver notices that the kid's doing the fourth wall talking. So I'm not sure if that's like his whatever. I wasn't sure if that was like him noticing as an outside force of like, they're playing to the crowd or playing to this TV aspect. Gotcha. Suppressed trauma was Peter's reasons why he looked different. He has all the memories, talks about Halloween as a kid. Gotcha. Where they got the fish from the lady. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, they try and explain the different look. But that's the thing too. Like, Wanda realizes that he looks different too. Like, and we're going to continue talking about it in this episode, but like, it just sets this up so much as like, this is not, it's not Quicksilver. Like, what is this actor outside force thing? Like, who is he? That's my big thing. As we mentioned, well, we didn't talk about it in 5, but like, Quicksilver was not, according to her, was not planned by her to knock on the door. Please don't say Mephisto. I don't know. I've seen that rumor flying around too. I don't know. It'd be interesting if it is, because like, he has the links obviously to Blade and to Ghost Rider, but like, obviously in the comics too, technically, if we're doing the House of M storyline. But I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about that, and I think Doctor Doom has been a rumor as well. I don't know. People seeing Mephisto in that show like people see Jesus in toast. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before with the MCU. Is like, they do a good job of adapting the current storyline or the comic book storylines, but also doing something different, if that makes sense. Like, obviously Civil War was based on the Civil War comics, right? But they made it their own thing. Like, it has its similarities, but it's a new thing as well, which I think makes it which makes it entertaining instead of just, bullet point for bullet point, just lining up 100%. Obviously they couldn't do 100%, but so I think if, like, we're doing elements of House of M obviously with this show, and we're doing I think Jeff mentioned a more recent comic book run that they're also kind of pulling from. Like, inspiration is obviously a good thing to use these as examples to be like, oh, that's a cool storyline, let's do that. But what if we swapped it? So, like, while obviously the Mephisto thing in the comics was big, it'd be interesting to see, like, what new thing they're telling here, if that makes sense. I hope that does. Like, what's the new thing? Or how are they spinning this a different way to tell this story? I don't know. Assume she recognized because in the Hex she's still mostly in control, and in the show she's supposed to be shocked by her brother. If it doesn't look like him, felt very soap opera-y. Interesting. Okay. So maybe she's playing it up for the show to not break. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, Quicksilver noticing the fourth wall is the last thing I talked about. I thought it was funny. Whoops. He had the mom tattoo on his shoulder. That was just a funny note. Another note about the sword dude has to be evil. I'm just not a fan of Hayward at all. Still fear from the blip. She was testing his memories. Realized he looks different. We had the fun Kick-Ass reference because he was in Kick-Ass along with the other Quicksilver. Those movies. Okay, this was a funny one because it took me a hot second to realize. Yes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, thank you. It took me a hot second to realize, but so obviously the whole episode is Halloween based, right? Kids suddenly everywhere. Exactly, we're right on that point. It took me a second. I just was like, yeah, this is normal. Wait a minute, there's kids here. Just out of nowhere. And we made a big deal, obviously, in other episodes to point out where are the kids. I think Vision says it in 5, like, where's all the kids? Blah, blah, blah. Why aren't they here? So yeah, just out of nowhere they're going to appear, and obviously Quicksilver is going to bring up, like, oh, that was ethical, like they're all sleeping in their beds or whatever. And the For the Children thing in episode 2, yeah. So, like, all of a sudden now they're here. Yeah, that was odd. We have the broken woman setting up decorations, and she was crying. We had a single tear going. Playground stands empty every time I walk to work. Yeah, so she was kind of doing like this repeat, like putting up the ghost. So there was that. So she's kind of doing the robotic move. If all the kids and parents are out, who's giving treats? That's a good question. Who's giving out those full-size candy bars? Keeps them all sleeping in their beds. No need to traumatize the past. The usual holiday came out. Mm-hmm. Further they are, the scene from the glitch, or the lack of a better term. Yeah, I'm going to talk about... I think I bring it up later, but yeah, as they like go closer to the outside, the full radius or circumference or whatever the fuck it is of the barrier, like they're frozen in place, you know, and Agnes was too until Vision woke her up. Perimeter. Thank you. What are math terms? So yeah, we had another very weird ad. We solved the mystery of the Lagos paper towels in episode 5, but Yo Magic, the yogurt. What the fuck? Like, I couldn't pull anything from that. We had no Stark references, no Hydra references. I was just like, this is odd. He freaking started out, yeah, trying to, like, it was so weird. Kid protected, he died trying to get open to eat it. Yeah. Darkest ad so far. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Hungry. It used to be like that all the time. I'd say further from town center, people have glitched in town when one I wasn't paying attention or got distracted. I think it's about far stretching stuff. Maybe. And that could be bring more problems with obviously the area being expanded at the end of this episode. Let's see. We had a fun little cameo at the movie theater. We had The Incredibles and Parent Trap playing. Let's see. We had the accent. Oh, Quicksilver. New Quicksilver had like a New York accent. I want to say it was a New York accent. Maybe it was a Jersey. But he kind of broke that when it was just him and Wanda talking. So we got that going. movies of different years. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it was like 2006 for Incredibles. I don't know. Jersey. Yeah. Thick boy. Let's see. Hayward's looking through the barrier, tracking Vision. And we get it was cataract later was the code for that. So interesting why he's tracking him. 2004. Shit, I was close. Let's see. Edge of town folks are frozen. Vision's looking for a way out. Agnes was leaving, or at least her car was on the edge. That seemed odd. Technically a 2000 show. So yeah, her car was there. She had white hair. I thought that was a note. A lot of people, obviously, we talked about the Doctor Strange tie-in with Agnes. Is she his like assistant? I don't know if that's the case now. I think that would have made more sense if she was the free will we've talked about. Obviously, with the last episode, she's talking about the lines. In previous episodes, she's talked with the neighbor about like shady shit going on. So I think that would have made more sense with that, but with the mind thing, I don't know. No one escaped. Yeah. When Vision woke her out, she didn't freak out the way the other guy did. No, she kind of went psychotic with it. At least she had that, like, crazy laughter. Yeah. She definitely didn't. I don't think they skipped 90s. I think that was episode 5. Norm freaked out because he was worried about his life, right? She didn't ask for help. She asked if he was here to help, and then just kept saying dead and all was lost. Yeah, she, like I said, she went fucking psychotic with it. 5 was 80s. Was it? I don't know. Let's see. Dead yelling. Yeah, I brought that up. Vision doesn't know about the Avengers. How'd she get that far away from town was a question I asked. Okay, so back to cataracts. So I have obviously Hayward's tracking Vision. So I just wrote a note of like I was trying to figure out or think of like there's got to be some point Wanda's going to freak out kind of. So I was wondering if maybe Sword is going to kill Vision, triggering Wanda to do something else. Or is Hayward aiming to do that? Because obviously he's trying to frame Wanda. So that was just a thought. I was like, sketchy. Let's see. Way to get back into Hex, my guy. Don't know what that note is. Let's see. Rewritten cells. Oh, okay. So we talked about Monica. Well, they talked about Monica's blood work. She wants to go back in. But Darcy warns her against that, how she's being rewritten. Oh, thank you. The News got it. See, you guys understand my notes way better than me. I'm like, what? Yes, Monica's contacting someone, and she's going to meet her guy. So I'm like, okay, now we got a new player into this. Who's the guy? Is it the aerospace engineer? I was wondering if it was the guy at the very beginning after she wakes up from the blip. Yeah, the aerospace engineer, I thought that was a Fantastic Four reference. Or, at least kind of linked into those rumors. But I don't know. Yeah, it could be Reed. That'd be cool. Reed Richards wasn't cast yet. Or is it? Secrets. Secrets. Make fun stuff. So yeah, anyways. So yeah, she's meeting somebody. There would have been a leak by now. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, we hope not. Anyways. So yeah, Monica wants to go back in, but her cells are being rewritten. I was wondering if this is how she changed into Photon. Now, is Photon a superhero that worked with Captain Marvel? I think it is, right? So is this how maybe maybe how they're going to work Monica into being Photon is her cells being rewritten, getting a power similar to how the Mind Stone obviously gave Wanda and Quicksilver their powers. So I thought that was just a interesting note. Probably how she gets it. Okay, cool. More notes about the hiding kids, making it ethical. Not some stranger was a note I had. I think that was about Quicksilver talking, trying to be connecting with her, saying he wasn't a stranger. No, I had just a question: is why is Wanda falling for it? Why is she falling for this? And does she just want to confide in somebody to feel justified about what she's doing? He's not a stranger, and her husband could talk to her openly. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Jeff, as well. So yeah, I was just like, because clearly she realizes it's not him. So once again, is she falling for it, or is she just looking for this safe space to be like, no, I'm doing the right thing, like to kind of convince herself, if that makes sense? She wants to connect with somebody, yeah, like, because obviously everybody else she can't, because technically they're under her control. So it's like, doesn't really fit the bill there. Yeah, he knows everything she does and seems to approve. Could be just her brain defending itself with another illusion, something. Reassure herself, right? Basically him, but doesn't look like him as far as we know right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the boat, at least right now, with my thinking of like, nah, this is too... Because I don't think it could be Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver. Because a couple notes. So Vision, obviously, she resurrected Vision because she had Vision's body. Like, she couldn't resurrect Quicksilver because Quicksilver's been dead for a minute, a while. So, like, I doubt his body's just kind of plopping around unless she went go digging around or something. So there's that. They don't have the body. They make the note that obviously it's a different Quicksilver with the recap at the beginning, or show the difference, like, so it's not just a recast type thing. And then I mentioned he mentioned the kid. He notices the kids breaking the fourth wall. I thought that was that's just a small thing, but I thought that was odd. That doesn't put him in this world, obviously. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know who he is or what ties he could be, but like, it seems like one of those things like, oh, I'm going to trust you. And then, bash, like he punches her, not literally punches her in the back, but that, the backstab, quick turnaround type thing. She chucked Monica when tried to get friendly, yet she accepts this rando because he says he's a brother. Yeah, that's odd too. I don't know. Maybe she starts feeling guilty about like not trusting Monica. So this guy's like second fiddle. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Dad, yeah, I think so. Wants to believe it's her brother, hoping for the best, maybe. So if he isn't someone pulling the strings, presumably he knows everything he knows because she knows all that. Oh, the illusion thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's just odd. Cataract only is vision tracker, only Hayward access. Okay, I made a note of like, how is he going to come out of the bubble? Is it going to come out changed, or is it going to come out normal? It came out normal. Obviously, we talked about the deteriorating things. He's getting destroyed while leaving. Quicksilver lets out the truth in front of the kids that he's already dead. Quicksilver. So that was odd. So he doesn't... Okay, didn't Jeff earlier say he didn't know Vision? Or somebody said he didn't know, maybe Zulu? And then he said, oh, well, your husband can't die twice. Like, so he clearly knows Vision. I don't know where it is. Okay, well, I don't know. It's funny because he already died twice. Right. Oh, did he say twice? Oh, yeah, because he got plucked, then time rewound, and then... Wait. No. Yeah, Wanda killed him. Pow. Then time rewound. Then he got plucked. So that's twice. Aha. Okay, so yeah. So, sorry, Jeff. Somebody said it. So yeah, Quicksilver says that, but... So he clearly knows what's going on. This Quicksilver. Talked about the bigger radius. Darcy is now in the bubble now, so that's problematic in her case. And I thought it was just funny that Sword turned into a circus. Because they're a bunch of hacks. So yeah, very interesting episodes. Very interesting episodes. Obviously 5 had the bombshell of Quicksilver showing up. And then 6, I feel like 6 led to just a whole lot of questions. It's going to be interesting to see where this Quicksilver thing goes. Because obviously it's a focal point now. We got to figure out what the fuck is going on with them. Obviously we have the repercussions with Vision now escaping, or at least attempting to escape. So we're going to have a stronger lock on him. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here. I think we only have 2 more episodes, 7, 8. I think it's just that. What happens next? No more past decades. It might just be going into the full swing of like finale mode, where it's just like, I don't know. 3 more episodes? Oh, it's 9 episodes? Oh, okay, cool. I'm always down for more. Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes from here. You could do a 2010s episode. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here. I think I saw something about Feige saying they're hour-long episodes now. I don't know the legitimacy of that thing I saw. Damn it, now I'm missing things because I went back to see if I did say that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're good. We just talked about the radius and then things getting changed. Darcy being in the thing. In the bubble now. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out from here. Last ones will turn into Avengers level type film. Oh, like, yeah, they've been playing already with the aspect ratios when it's been changing time periods, I guess you could say, real world, outside, in the bubble, whatever. So what is the real timeline of real events in the MCU, and what will they crash in this timeline? So apparently Jeff mentioned, I think it was last podcast, episode 3 and 4, that this is like only a few days after Tony Stark's funeral, right? Like a week. Oh, well, that's not really a different timeline. It's like how like she's presenting the show. 2 or 3 weeks, yeah. Yeah, so Papa Griff's saying like, okay, so the real world outside the bubble is like what, 2025-ish? So like obviously there's only so many more decades to play with if doing the TV thing. So like if this is 90s, let's say, let's be safe, we'll give them the 90s. Like you'll have 2000s, you'll have 2010s. Like there's 2 episodes, and then as your finale of 9, is that just all current day out in the world bubble type thing? You could do that, I suppose. If it is 2000s, then it's like, she keeps dressing up Westview as 2010, 2020, 2030. Won't we go beyond real events? Yeah, I think current date is, because the movie timeline up until Endgame was like current day. So like whenever Endgame was like 2019, 18, and then they jumped 5 years. Yeah, it's like, it's a few years ahead of us. So funeral's on the 29th. I think Wandavision should start 10 days after that. Actually, it's 3 weeks after Hulk brings everyone back. Hulk brings everyone back from what? Oh, to bring the stones back, do the droppy thing. Gotcha. Infinity War was released in 2018. takes place the same year, then time should be 2023. Well, Endgame. I'm guessing Endgame was 2018. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Days determined by this close meaning and shield. What is this Hulk bringing people back? Is that what I'm thinking? Like when Cap's old man Cap and he drops the stones off? Is that what we're talking? Yeah, they started off canon, and I don't know. I've only seen season 1 all the way through, so I don't know all that. Oh, Hulk snaps him on the 17th. Okay, my apologies. Sorry. Gotcha. Just saying there has to be some point of reason for decking out the sets in various decades and advancing. I think we might have talked about this in episode 1 and 2's talk. I'm not sure if it's just Wanda's, like, way of having a life with Vision or whatever. And skipping ahead, I don't know. Or if it's just the presentation of, like, the studio was having fun with it, of like, hey, we're going to make it a TV show, is how it's presented out to Sword and other places. Why not do different decades and play around with that? I don't know if there's going to be any other reasoning behind the different ages. I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. I can't give you a clear answer. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, that's just, if you're going with this decade to decade thing, like, oh, it's got to continue throughout. Yeah, the only thing I can think about is, obviously, like I said, you play it safe. We say this is the 90s, and then you got 2000s, so you get a 2010s, and then the only reason they would stop doing the decade to decade is, like, if shit's gonna hit the fan, and then we're focused on just, like, the clash of current day outside the bubble. Like, you know, how we've messed around with the aspect ratios. We've even messed around with the aspect ratios in the presentation in the bubble as well, too. Like, when she's talking to Monica in episode 3, before she kicks her out, like, if it's just going to be presented that way, because now it's the struggle of, like, okay, Wanda's either trying to defend the bubble or defend herself against Hayward, or however this finale is going to play out, you know, kind of thing. So the progression has to be something. She's well out of the happy days. Everything's fine at the end of the episode. Days of the Golden Age. Maybe. Yeah, it's just like the storytelling there too. Seasonal arc standpoint. I assume season finale time in with the Hex message up S side. Yeah, you would think. But obviously we won't know until it happens. Build Vision up again completely. Oh, like a percentage thing? Like a computer download or something like that? Well, no, I could see that, but also he's using different powers. I don't know if that kind of would align with the 60s robot aspect, because he's using his powers to, like, his density powers and other things. I don't know. Yeah, we've seen him do his density thing to, like, travel through stuff. I'm trying to think of what, obviously he's changing his appearance. So I don't know if that lines up with 60s tech, but I don't know. But that is an interesting aspect. Like, maybe he needs to be fully repaired and then he doesn't need her. Seemed like it was Wanda's powers as presented in the show X-Ray Vision, how he walked through things. He's definitely shifting from his real form now. Yeah, he's getting more... he's not hiding it as much as, like, Wanda's not hiding her powers. You would think. True. Yeah, I just thought that was a funny way to present it. But yeah, that's a good point, how the piece of gum messed with him so much in episode 2. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my thing is just like, obviously Sword's obviously now in trouble. Hayward and one other guy made it out in the truck. I can't remember if he had a co-pilot or a passenger rather. So it's going to be interesting to see like what now is going to be the factor that kind of triggers this, gets the ball rolling to the finale. 3 guys. Because obviously they don't have the military base now, so it's not like they could be like, okay, now we're ready to go in, storm the thing. Is it going to be Monica and Agent Wu going in with the guy, or the guy like giving them whatever they need and then trying to talk her down? Like, is that going to trigger whatever finale event? But I don't feel like... Monica's not the evil force that I feel like Wanda's got to stand up against and fight, though. I haven't seen any of the trailers. I've just been watching the show. So it's like, whatever evil force, let's say, because, like, Wanda, as far as we know, is just doing this because she believes it's right and, like, it's her safety bubble, right? Hayward's trying to frame her as this other thing, potentially. Unless we are going to just go, Wanda's the villain and she's the evil force in Doctor Strange movie or whatever. Which could be, but there has to be something, like, definitive, like, we're getting rid of Vision again, that, like, finally tips her over that edge. But my thinking is they're framing her with this footage. So there has, like, the evil force has to do something else to make it this finale where, like, battle thing, So I don't know. It's going to be interesting seeing what next Friday leads to. Like I said, we got a couple factors to deal with now. We have the increased radius. So does that lead to more issues with, obviously, we talked about the people on the perimeter kind of being frozen in place. So we have the bigger radius, bigger perimeter, whatever. We have Darcy in there. Ow, there goes my knuckle. We got Darcy in there now, stuck. We have Vision. Like, what's his... what's the repercussions he's going to see for trying to escape or get out? We have Quicksilver still being this mystery force. So we got to figure out, like, what... hopefully more about what the fuck is going on with him. Because I just talked about evil force. Maybe he's the mastermind behind this, or like he's the evil force. I know we joked around with Miss Mephisto earlier, but maybe he's just something hidden doing whatever. I did not see the teaser for the second half of the season. No, I did not. So we got to figure out what's going on with him, and then obviously we have the mystery of the guy, the contact, which, I mean, I'm sure will just be like a cheeky little, haha, I'm here, and then never really does anything at all. So, there's that. Jeff, you said you had some Hayward thoughts. Oh, I thought of something. Don't think it's a spoiler, but not going to risk it. Okay, fair enough. Cataract, yep, eye. Vision, tracking, pew, 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 pew. That was the name of the secret file Darcy stayed behind to unlock. Yes. Yeah, she was doing the different firewalls so they would have access to it, and that was the last one she stayed behind to do. Water freezes everything before expanding the only thing that remain unfrozen are her children. I did not. My only thinking there is, I think they mentioned it in episode 4. The kids are real, technically. So maybe because they're real and not controlled by her magic, they would not get frozen. Let's see. Okay, nothing's called cataract in the comics. Cataract's a milky film covering eyes. Okay. Wouldn't go to sleep with the hex magic too when they were BBs. Yes, that's also true. Pietro suddenly disappeared. I didn't notice that, but maybe he's in the hay bales or whatever. Cataracts are milky film covering eyes, like what we see in Dead Vision did Peter. I don't know where he got blasted to. Okay, cool. Maybe poofed away. Smoke bomb. He got blasted to hell. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what that plays out. But yeah, the kids are real. So that would be my assuming of why they, not get frozen. Office Mark, yeah. They didn't reshoot. Yeah, it's an odd thing. It's an odd thing how that's going to work out. Like, I still don't believe your theory of, like, her getting pregnant and then having to deal with it. I'm just really confused about the whole kid thing. I don't know. Like, it could be, if we're going really hardcore House of M, like, it could be that they're not her illusions, so, like, that's why she doesn't control them type thing. So it's like somebody else putting them there, similar to Quicksilver. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the rest of the series goes from here. A lot more questions than answers, obviously. Like everything, essentially. I don't feel like we'll really make sense of much of it for maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what this Friday brings, and go from there. But yeah, we'll talk some episodes 7 and 8 next podcast. Oh, Jeff's got another cataract. Vision's dead eyes. Sentient weapons. Can't wait till next episode. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to wait a week in between. But yeah. Well, thank you guys for sweet. I'm just trying to get Hayward looked right at him and said he doesn't really want out, does he? Just felt weird. He really does want out, doesn't he? That felt weird. Oh no, I remember that line. I don't know. I didn't think of it too much because Hayward's a dick. So I don't know. I just thought I didn't think too much of it, but maybe I'll have to go back for that. But yeah, appreciate you guys talking some WandaVision with me.